I've been we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. I think that we are live on YouTube now. Took a second, but well, maybe not. Try this again. Boom. There we go. Now we're live on YouTube. All right. We're live on YouTube. It's the Not Your Average Guys show. It's Tuesday evening. Uh and it is what? What is it? It's the 10th? February 10th? That's what it is. February 10th. I'm sitting on my front porch, got a fire going. I think the temperatures are probably about 50 degrees out here or something like that. It might be a hair cooler. Not much though. It's a good time to be in the Kansas City area if you like a little spring in the wintertime. It's windy, chilly today. You work outside?
I did. I got a little bit of a sunburn on my neck, my wife tells me.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Because I was on the
I
I was on the cool side in the morning and the sunny side all day, and I just kept shedding clothes all day.
I was in the shade all day and it was windy where I was. So I kept a hoodie on pretty much all day. I wasn't doing anything
Hmm.
super strenuous either. I was doing a bunch of painting and sanding. So that's I was able to I kept a hoodie on most of the day.
Are you painting and
Jimmy,
sanding where woodpeckers have been eating, or is it
no,
unrelated?
just kind of fixing up an old, not an old, but a deck that the finish was in bad shape. So, the tops of those posts often will just take such a beating from the weather. So I was kind of cleaning up the tops of the posts and putting a fresh coat of paint, well, deck stain, paint stain stuff
Hmm.
on them. So just,
I've been taking we back in the day we did all of those cedar posts where we would do all the notches and decorative stuff,
yes.
and more I just cap them with a metal or a plastic or a lighted cap because they seems like it just protects them so much better. I mean, than any finish you can really
Mhm.
do to them.
Yeah, man, all of that end grain, just no matter how you seal it up, it's gonna move and it's gonna break the seal. Like if you can have that thing nice
Hmm.
and coated in some type of a water seal or something, but unless you have like a super penetrating, and man, even that, I don't know if you can protect that end grain enough. It's just gonna suck
No.
moisture into it.
Hmm.
So a cap is definitely the way to go for longevity for sure.
Yeah. I've noticed that
Uh,
some people on crummier types of decks, not on like super fancy decks, put some kind of like an oil in the end grain that you can just keep adding, like they'll do on posts, like wooden posts. I don't know what it is. I haven't ever seen it sold, but I've seen where people like they're just saturating the end with like a waxy oil type of a material.
hmm.
Never seen a commercially sold product like that. But
I mean, if you could get it to penetrate and have a thick buildup and be like elastic, I I think it'd be,
yeah.
something to look at product wise, but it seems like there's just so much movement in end grain, and then just with the way the soft and the hard woods
Hmm.
are, it creates so many little fissures, and it I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I think a
And
cap
then
is
water's going right in it every time it rains.
yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One of the companies that I work with, guy was recently telling me that this in the last year, they've had two different um, decks where the landing specifically. So you have a deck, you have a landing, like a stair to a landing, and then a stair off of the landing. All composite coatings, all composite decking, treated framing. The framing has disintegrated, and they are
Hmm.
decks that they built within the last 10 years. And on one of them, the guy was like pretty agitated, so they went back to Owen Lumber. Owen Lumber went back to Yellowwood, and Yellowwood replaced all the lumber and paid like $1,000 or $1,500 of labor to
Wow.
fix it. So like they knew something was up with their product apparently.
Interesting.
I've never in my life heard of anything like that happening. Like where treated lumber company actually warranted it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you know, the, you used to have the CCA, which was not good for you,
mhm,
apparently, not good for the earth. And so we did away with that. And now, how many different types of treated lumber have we gone through in the last 20 years? A few,
well,
and they're not the same.
not only have they gone through a few, they actually um, have designations for above ground,
Yes.
contact, and subsoil,
Hmm.
and they are drastically different amounts of the treatment that they put in them.
Hmm.
Drastically different. And I was talking to that guy about it, and he's like, I didn't even know that they're like they've been building decks forever. He didn't even know that they had different grades and ratings of them.
Oh,
But like, imagine you take the above grade only 2x12, and then you notch a third to a half of that board, and you create just like the top of a deck post, way more surface area of end grain. I mean, and then you put it in a landing where it's going to be kind of dark and it's going to be kind of moist after rains for a long time.
yep.
Just a bad combination of stuff. And then you put cedar posts with notches, and you just have all these places where moisture is going to hang out, and they just don't have enough exterior treatment on these materials, on a lot of them. So, but yeah, I'm about on mine. I'm about 3 sheets from having all of the siding, all the long, tall siding on my garage,
Nice.
and probably some days of sheeting up on the high stuff to come, which is kind of a bummer. But what are you
Uh,
gonna do?
did you end up having a crew come out?
I did have a crew come out, and they were not that helpful. Um, there's way too many of them,
Mm,
and too many of them didn't know what they were doing. And um, I'm not saying it was completely unhelpful, but like you'll come out to the house and you'll be like, oh, who put those screws in like that? And it'll be the crew. And you'll be like, oh, but how'd you get all the screws on the whole garage and the top and everything so perfect? And I'll be like, well, I pre-drilled holes in them, and I like did a whole section, like the whole back and one side on one pattern, and I did the whole side over here on another pattern, and it looks darn good. And they, even though I told them like you need to chalk these or you need to do something to line them up, they just didn't have the skill set to. They just didn't have the skill set to line them up to get them good.
Mm,
So, lesson learned.
yeah.
Not everybody is a. I don't know exactly how to explain my skill set, but I think a
Well,
lot of it has to do with curiosity and like just being able to break down. I've seen a lot of building materials, and I can look at a project that I've never done before and I can be like, yeah, I think I know how that material should go together, you know? I don't find it to be difficult, but apparently it's more difficult than I would
yeah.
more difficult than I would give a person credit for it being.
Yeah. Well, different subject. I just posted a
Mm-hmm.
short a couple minutes ago,
Okay.
and I came out here to my front porch to get a fire going, and my I've got a smart outlet right up here
Mm-hmm.
that my lights are plugged into. So the whole Christmas season, I had Christmas light. It's a Wise brand outdoor
Mm-hmm.
plug, um, sponsored by Wise. Just kidding. We're not sponsored by anybody. We're
Mm-hmm.
sponsored by Ferris Truck Stop. um, anyway, it worked all up until like a month ago. So, well past Christmas. And
Mm-hmm.
then it quit. Like they were on and I couldn't get them to connect to my Wi-Fi. And so I just came out here and unplugged it. Anyway, I haven't messed with it since then. So today I came out to turn my lights on so I could podcast out here because it's awesome outside right now. And I climbed up on the ladder to plug the lights in up in the outlet up there. And all around on both ends of my roof, there is a little gap. And apparently I'm going to have to do something about it up here because I was standing up on that ladder and these two little birds came flying out of the crack right in my face, and one of them like went in my beard and my like in my shoulder,
Ah,
got kind of tangled up for a minute and then took off.
uh, that's funny. We did notice tonight that so my garage is a pretty significant amount of space. The soffit is 12 feet up,
Yeah.
and we did notice that birds were going flying up
Hmm.
in that soffit. And the soffit is open to the attic. So I'm guessing a fair number of birds found my attic of my shop to be a nice wintering place.
Yeah.
So yeah, same situation, except I just have to get my soffit material put on to get them,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
to
This,
get them out of there.
I'm guessing I'm just going to have to cut some, I'll just take a piece of, uh, like 1 by, I don't know if I'll just go with like pine 1 by 8 so that it just kind of blends in with the rest of my lumber. I mean, I'll have to lay it
Hmm.
out in the yard for a couple months, get it nice and gray like the rest of my lumber. But uh, I may just take a 1 by 8 and then notch around my 2 by 4 purlins so that I can stick it, up tight to the bottom of the steel.
Yeah.
That'd probably work.
Were they, they can't get all the way in your attic though, right? They just get on the ledge.
No, so where they're at is so I've got a double 2x6 on my end. My end rafter I doubled, and then
Okay.
my purlins are sitting on top of that, and then my steel, and then on that that steel cap that's like the kind of big
Like an
old,
L. Hmm.
yeah, that goes on the end. They're back in there, so they can just go in between. There's an inch and a half gap between my rafters and the steel, so they can go
Hmm.
up in there, and they're back up in that little cap piece. Probably got real nice nests up in there, I guess.
Yeah.
Probably have to try to make sure and scare them out of there before I plug it.
I was kind of thinking about that whenever the birds were flying up in ours, was like, I guess you'd find out pretty quick how many birds were in there as you cover over their spot, their entrance and exit.
Yeah,
And
just
knowing that, if you have, what's funny about attics and stuff like that is, um, you ever have a bird just go in your garage and it's flying around and you're like, I'm going to open a door and it's not enough. And you open a garage door and it's not enough. And you're like, how can you not see to get out of here? But they'll go in an attic and there's only a little space like that. And
yeah.
somehow they can find their way back to that spot. It makes,
I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
how that
Doesn't
works
make any sense to me.
because yes, I have tried to chase birds out of the giant garage holes. They're just freaking out and flying up into the
They can't seem to
corners.
find it.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy. Um,
Oh man. I oh I so I got a new cat, Dan. Did you know
you
that?
did.
Yeah.
I didn't. I mean, I think I'd heard something about it.
Huh, interesting.
Is it? What's the deal with
It's
it?
it's in my barn.
Pretty good. Pretty good barn cat or a
It
friendly cat?
seems to be. It's never
Yeah.
ventured out yet.
Oh, really?
I've never given
It's
it.
never left the barn?
I haven't given it
Oh, you
the
never given it
opportunity
the
yet.
opportunity.
I don't know how long I'll keep it in there before I release it because I don't know if it'll come back. So
Does it eat the food?
it's eaten. Yeah, I got food and water back in there. I'm
How
sure
long have
there's
you had
plenty
it?
of mice too.
Yeah.
Um,
How long? How many days has it been in there?
uh,
Like a,
a week? No. Hmm. Will it be a week tomorrow? Yeah,
I don't know.
I think
I
it'll be
have
a
no way
week
of knowing.
tomorrow.
You tell me.
Yeah.
Um, when I had a cat that I found that was pretty flighty, I kept her in the barn for about a week. And once I got to where she would come eat out of the bowl while I was there and I could pet her, then I opened it up and she never left. She always came back for food. I thought she was going to die the other day though. That one. Her stomach was getting really distended. Like, is that the right phrase? Like tight,
Yeah.
like pregnancy, but
Yeah.
she can't be pregnant. And I don't, and she was starting to hobble around. And then I don't know, like she spent a couple days on the porch hanging out on a chair, just like laying there, like she was sick. And then she's just back to normal now.
Bobby?
I don't know what the deal was. hmm
Weird.
it was weird because it was right after that there was a tomcat that came and attacked Bobby, attacked Patches on our porch. And I don't know if it's still here, but I don't know if you can see my cut right there on my nose. I had one there and one there and one there.
Huh.
I tried to get Patches out of the rafters because this thing had scared her up into the rafters. And she was so focused on the other cat, or where she thought it was, that she couldn't even see me. So I finally got her attention. And then when I tried to bring her down, she just like smacked me right in the face. And I was like, she's never attacked one of us ever.
It's weird.
But yeah, right after that, Bobby started acting kind of weird. Yeah, there we go.
Huh. Got you good, eh?
Got me good. The weird thing about that is it bled for quite a while, like several days. It just kept coming back and bleeding. But
Got that cat scratch fever.
got it. I did.
Yeah.
Old Ace has got the fever. He's got like 100 and he's been as high as 104 almost. For a little
That's
bit.
no good.
No, not good at all.
Guess it's a sick time of year for plenty of people.
Some other girl from his class went to the hospital with 104.5 or 8 last night. So it must just be something going around their class. I don't know. So far, I haven't gotten anything from him.
That's good. Well, what do you got? You been reading any books or listening to any good podcasts lately?
I did listen to a good podcast the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with it exactly, but
You what?
I don't know what to do with it exactly. I'm making some use of it, but so it was a podcast that I listen to regularly called My First Million. Have I ever sent you any of them?
I don't know if you've sent me any, but you've talked about it.
They were interviewing a guy named Tommy Mello. Have you ever heard of Tommy Mello? And he is the owner of a company called A1 Garage Doors. And A1 Garage Doors, I think it's like early teens to 2000 teens is when he started it. It's like a $1 billion company. I'm going to get the math wrong here, but they make like over $100 million a year now. That's just garage doors, which is just mind bending if you think about it, like garage doors being a $100 million a year profit business. And seems like a pretty solid guy. And he's a Christian guy. I think the thing that there's a lot of things about it. So after listening to that podcast, I listened to like 4 or 5 more things where he was interviewing other people. And like, I think like you get the gist of the story pretty quick when you listen to somebody on podcasts, because they're either interviewing or being interviewed by people, and they're not like getting into the nitty gritty, all the details of a garage door business or whatever. But I think one of the interesting things is that people who are inventive, I think you're inventive. I think I'm a fairly inventive type of person. We're thinking like, I should come up with something that's like unique, that's a very unique proposition. And like, if I could think of that thing that's like the unique thing, that would be the difference between like whatever I'm doing with a carpentry business or a window business. If I could come up with the unique thing, this dude's like, you you can be successful. You can have a great, scalable, successful business in something that like every city in the country has a garage door company.
Hmm.
You're not going to enter that business and be like, oh, dude, have you heard of like people aren't going to be like, hey, Darcy, have you heard of this idea, this garage door idea? Like, there's this guy that's like putting doors on garages. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Hmm.
not that's not a thing. That's not happening.
Right.
Um, and yet he's made it. They're training. They train their guys in house. They're training like they're putting 20 trucks, 20 vans in service a month.
Wow.
So that's like a 2-guy crew 20 times over. And each of those guys is fully trained in like garage door technician and sales before he hits the road as a, as a technician.
A1 guy.
Um, yeah.
So
And
is it is it is it all corporate or is it franchise stuff?
I think that it's all him. Like, I mean, I think that he has sold part of it to get to build it and grow it more. So like he's not the only owner now, but like I think it's a private company. But it's not franchises. It's a private. So the thing with garage doors is, at least my understanding from his perspective, and probably it's the same with many garage door companies, is your technician is both the salesman and the installer of a door. So like your technician upsells and sells service. You might have salesmen that also just sell, but like the technician is both a service installer and a salesman. So like if you're they said that like 60% of their business is fixing and repairs. So like the guy goes out, he's not guaranteed that job when he gets to the person's house. So he has to, like, if it's a repair and he's got the springs or he's got the whatever your door needs, he still has to sell the job to the client. And so it's a part, and so those guys are both hourly and commission based, both and. So it's like a partnership between the the corporate entity and the installer himself. I don't know, does that make sense? Versus like a franchisee, he's an employee, but he's also a partner, like a salesman type of guy. I don't know. Is that what you were asking? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's his company. He's not just like selling his name and letting guys put his name on the side of a truck across the country.
No. Mm-mm.
So where is he based out of?
Um, the ones that I remember are ones he was like talking about that they had to close down. Like at various times they've grown too big and they couldn't like service markets that they were trying to. They closed down Wichita and uh someplace in Texas. Um, man, I want to say Atlanta, but
Hmm.
that doesn't feel right.
Huh.
Let's see. Phoenix.
So are you
Out of
contemplating going into
Phoenix.
garage doors now?
Um, no, I'm not
Basically,
contemplating
what
going into
I'm
garage
getting around
doors.
to is I've got a friend that really needs some garage doors on his shop. Um,
Yeah.
and it might
Would
be
I
a
be
good,
that friend?
it might be a
Would I be that
good,
friend?
you might be.
Yeah. Well, I think it did interest me initially because I was dealing with the garage door situation, and I still am. Supposedly, that guy's going to come tomorrow to deliver the doors, not to install. Um, the so one of the things that this guy, and here's one of the interesting things that I am doing something with. So with my one coaching deal, I have made the suggestion, and we're going to get together with the salesman from that company that they switch. So, okay, to set the stage, with garage doors, as you know, because you've been in a box store, there's like always good, better, and best garage doors. You're never going to go look at garage doors at Home Depot or someplace and it be like, this is the garage door that Home Depot sells. It's a XYZ. There's always, do you know what I mean? There's always going to be like a hollow steel door, a like 130-mile wind resistant insulated door, an insulated door with steel on the outside and inside. There's going to be like a chain, a cable, a side mount opener. There's going to be a Wi-Fi opener. Like these things are all on a scale, right? There's going to be roll up. So it naturally lends itself to um, good, better, best type of selling
You know what
versus
there is not good, better, and best when it comes to garage doors?
what?
Rails and rollers.
There aren't?
Why? Why is there not a company that offers extruded rails, like precision garage door rails?
Hmm.
Have you ever seen,
I don't know.
have you ever seen a track that's any different, better, or worse than another track that you've seen?
I think so. I think that I've seen lighter gauge. I think they put lighter gauge track on
That might
a
be.
lightweight door.
There might be a
I think the
lighter
gauge of the
gauge.
steel might be different, but it's all roll formed
Yes.
steel. Yeah. I think that, although I'm not 100% sure, I think that there are, but the tracks and stuff only, you can't upgrade a track typically without upgrading the door. Like if you go to a heavy wood door, don't you think like that would be heavier duty track and bearings and stuff? I mean, I don't know.
I don't think so. I think that they're pretty much all the same. None of them are like precision. Every garage door jostles around.
Yeah.
I would think that there would be a place for a like a premium garage rail,
Yeah.
door rail.
Yeah. Well, and there might be. You might get into like some kind of a commercial, like I was trying to get a rolled, like a commercial roll-up door, and they got pretty stinking like the style of door that you have, except in a commercial insulated interlocking door.
Yeah.
They got expensive. They got real expensive real fast. Um,
So
because they
that
wanted
doesn't even
that on
like
a Vagrant.
mine doesn't use my roll up door does not utilize a standard like roller and rail system. It's like in
Right.
a channel.
It's in a channel.
So that's different. But
Yeah. But it's not
besides
even That's not even technically like a garage door.
Mine?
That, you know what I mean?
No,
Like yours.
no.
I couldn't find one that was like a high grade version of that for under like 8 or 10 grand. Like
Yeah.
yours is pretty cheap. It goes on like those metal fabricated like kit buildings.
Yes.
The next one up was like real heavy, and the guy was like, yeah, and on the installation we have to have a forklift there because that thing comes in like that cocoon.
Yep.
You have to install it,
Hmm.
and like it's kind of a big deal, kind of a
Yes.
heavy duty. Like it goes from what you have, skips garage doors and ends up in this like commercial door
Yeah.
for that style. Yeah. So here's what one of the things that I did learn that he said that I thought was kind of interesting. One of their sales techniques or tactics is to realize that there are, like, everybody has a garage door. Like everybody who has a garage has a garage door. Everybody who has a garage door will need it serviced unless they can service it themselves at some point. And so they want to be your garage door guy, like, period. Like there are
Hmm.
customers you want to fire, but by and large, they want to be your garage door guy. And so they've set their salesmen up with, granted, they probably don't sell every brand of garage door, but always having a good contractor grade door, a really nice, you know, homeowner grade door, and then a like cream of the crop Wi-Fi, all the bells and whistles, wood laminated, stained garage door. And the way that they kind of pitch their sales guys, or they train their sales guys, is to go, you get to know the customer, you figure out what they like, what is their MO? Are they a price sensitive shopper? Are they a, like, I want the best shopper? What kind of shopper are they? And then you kind of like adjust your pitch to that shopper. Because a lot of times he's like, a price sensitive shopper, they might even know that another garage door company has a cheaper door, but you also offer a cheaper door. And they feel better buying your more expensive door if you offered them also the less expensive contractor grade door. And so they might be price sensitive, or they might think that they're price sensitive, but don't assume that every customer is price sensitive. Assume that every customer wants the best value, and try to sell them what you think is the best value. And if they want to go down to that door, don't make them feel bad that they want to go to the contractor grade door. It's just a matter of, this is our best value, this is our premium, this is our best value, and this is our contractor grade door. And instead of going, hey, we only sell this premium door and this high end door, we don't mess with people who want that cheap door, you're basically saying it's us or it's the other company. And instead, you should be saying, it's us. We're the only one. Like, you tell us what you want to do.
Hmm.
We can do the builder grade. We can do the best value. We can do premium. You just tell me how you want to do this. And so you basically like you're taking that thing that typically happens with contractors, which is like, oh man, you don't want that cheap one. And the person's like, well, yeah, I do want the one that the guy offered me that was $500 less. And so you can basically overcome the person's desire for the quote unquote cheap one by showing them that you can use us and get a really good deal,
Hmm.
but we think this better door is a better value.
Yeah.
Um, and so I have been talking to my painting company about, okay, I know, because they are like, They are a premium paint company for exteriors. And the reason that they're premium and the reason that they're quote unquote more expensive than other people is because, like on Smart Siding, they brush all the grooves before they spray out your house. They caulk all the joints, they caulk all the grooves.
Oh yeah.
Basically have like they basically have like a day and a half extra prep
A prep.
compared to the of prep work compared to the next contractor that's bidding your job.
Yeah.
And
Which,
my
you know,
and
unfortunately, there are contractors out there that don't do that. And also, unfortunately, there are people who don't recognize the value of that.
right, there's plenty of people. They lose a lot of bids to a guy who's only $500 or $600 cheaper than them. And so my suggestion is, and I don't know where we'll go with it exactly, that they come up with really good documentation and they have an example house and they have a sales document that they can show a person and they can go, this is a we are a premium paint company. We offer these 3 grades of paint job. We're not saying we're going to skimp, but we're not going to take the prep as far as we would like to. If, like, let's say that you're trying to get your house sold and you really just want a decent paint job so that it looks good for curb appeal, there's not really anything wrong with your house. Let's say that you're getting ready to, you're getting ready to, uh, you're a rehabber, you're a homeowner who is moving, there's a number of people for whom a refresh paint job would be fine.
Yeah.
But we're also saying this is like a 3-year paint job. We're using lower grade paint. We're doing a day less prep and we're not brushing all the grooves and we're not doing all the things that we would like to do. We will sell you that paint job, but we just want you to understand that our way is a better way than the industry standard. And this is more like your industry standard paint job that you can get for cheaper. And then additionally, go to an even higher grade of paint job where you go to like the premium paint, you do extra prep, and then you sell them like a 10-year warranty and you sell them on the fact that you're going to send somebody back every year to look at their paint and caulk anything that's chipping or cracked. And you're going to actually take responsibility for their paint job for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Because that might be a value that's worth $2,500 to a person.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like you're doing you're selling them better paint, which costs you more, obviously, and you're selling them basically a service package.
Yeah.
And I think that they would sell the majority of their houses, they would sell the middle grade, which is their standard way of doing it. And it would carry like a 5-year warranty on the paint job. Some people who are really price sensitive would still like them to paint it, but they really want a paint job that's more comparable to other people in the industry's paint job. And then there's going to be a few people who are like, yeah, I want you to come look at my house every year for the next 10 years. I want you to come out here. And those people are actually saying, I want to give you the opportunity to sell me more stuff over the next 10 years.
For sure. Yep.
And then you're not saying like, hey, it's us or it's them. It's either us selling you this paint job or it's go pick Fly By Nighter, because we're not going to do that low grade, entry level paint job.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're setting yourself apart by your service rather than being one of the guys that says, well, you can go with us or you can do the wrong thing.
Exactly. Which is kind of what they are doing now, unfortunately, because it's almost like a matter of principle for them to be selling this significantly better paint job. And I think that they're right. I don't think that they're not BSing about the quality of their paint job. Like when they have subs and their subs are like, this is kind of a lot, guys. And they're like, well, we're paying you better than normal, aren't we? And they're like, yeah, but I mean, most people don't want this much stuff done to the, you know. But like I've been to multiple houses. I was over at Tim's house. He just had it painted, and you could see the old color in all the grooves of the smart siding. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Mm-hmm.
why do you think that is? Well, I don't know. Why is that? Well, because they didn't go through and brush the new color into those grooves, and a sprayer just isn't going to do that. You know, a sprayer isn't going to shoot paint. When you shoot here, it's not going to shoot paint 90 degrees into that groove.
Yeah.
Well, they said that they shot it from multiple angles. And it's like, well, yeah. But, I mean, so hopefully, like, that's one thing. And maybe I already said this. The other thing is, I think that you can have a successful business with systems probably in almost anything that people need. You know, there's probably really not like it. You don't have to create something unique to create something special, as it were. And I just spend too much time like trying to think of something like unique.
Yeah. You have to do a good job. I think that's can just as easily set you apart.
Yeah. And also, I think it does add to my thing that I have probably said to you and other people. What we do, like when you learn all the things that you know about building and all the things that I know about building, you take the ability to scale something way down. Like, how many guys do you know that your boss could trust to do all the things that you do?
Like 2.
A handful of guys. I mean, like, a very small handful of people that you can be like, hey, well, for you, hey, I need these buttons sewed back on this vest. Cool. And tomorrow, could you stain that deck? Because it's kind of starting to look crummy. And oh yeah, the forklift or the Bobcat has a tread that's coming off. like, bro, they ain't nobody that you can't hire people to do that. And so if you're trying to do something business-wise to scale, you really have to like narrow it down, both because it's much easier to make an offer if you narrow it down, and because you have to be able to train people, and you need to be able to get people who have a good attitude and a good work ethic, and then train those type of people, not find somebody who knows everything and therefore they're a know-it-all.
Yeah.
As it were. Not that you're a know-it-all, but like, so yeah,
do know a
that's
fair
a
amount
few
of
of my
birds,
takeaways.
though.
Bird types.
Yeah, I didn't catch which one was in my beard, but I'm guessing it was a sparrow.
What was that one last week? I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Cedar waxwing.
That was a pretty cool bird. Oh, did I lose you?
No, did you hear me?
Yeah, cedar
It's a
waxwing.
cedar waxwing. Yeah. I think the first time that I took notice of that bird, I mean, I've seen them in bird books and stuff, but I don't know that I had seen one in person and recognized it. Was just like
Mm-hmm.
a couple years ago. And I pulled into this parking lot over off of like Shawnee Mission Parkway or something. And pulled into this parking lot, just your standard big, massive parking lot with like Sam's and Joanne Fabrics and all this stuff. Uh, and they had some little landscaped areas, and there was this big old like juniper bush in the parking lot. Pulled right up to it and got out of the car, and the bush was just like loud, freaking out, and there was probably 50 of those little cedar waxwings in there.
Hmm.
It's migrating through.
I came out of the house from lunch the other day. This is on migrating through, not on cedar waxwings. Couldn't think of what this sound was. And our whole universe, from my perspective, was covered with starlings.
Oh,
Like unbelievable number of starlings. And
they're so crazy.
I had been thinking the day before about seeding the grass around, because I'm like, it's probably gonna start to break here pretty quick, and I need to seed the grass around my barn and
Mm-hmm.
over in some areas that's just kind of weedy, and then I need to follow up with some of that the weed pre-emergent weed stuff, you know, and whatever order it goes in, you know.
Sure, yeah.
But dude, I guarantee you, if I had put out 50 pounds of grass seed,
They would have
I'm
eaten
guessing
all of it.
starlings would have eaten every bit of it, because they went over to my
And
neighbor's
also
yard,
probably
who's
your
really good
granulated
about seeding.
fertilizer too.
Probably so. Maybe they would have died. You never know.
And then
I
they would
mean,
have fertilized your soil.
yeah, my neighbor Kurt is like real good about like getting his grass seeded and fertilized, and he does everything you'd do for a lawn for like 10 acres.
Mm.
And they were all over his stuff. And I was like, I bet he seeded that or something. And they just pounced on it,
Oh
dude.
man.
Like they were flying over our place and then they were just hammering his yard.
They're the worst.
It's wild.
I'm trying to think. I think that they are, I don't think that they're native to the US.
Really.
I think they're a European bird. But I was watching this guy. He, I haven't seen him pop up across my feed in a while, but I used to see this dude who had, I think, a peregrine falcon, or maybe he had like a kestrel, something smallish, I think. And he drives around and he
I've seen this guy.
chucks
He
the
lets it go
thing.
out the window
Yes, you've seen him.
and just goes boom. Yeah.
Yeah, well, so I think for the most part he's getting pigeons and stuff. And I think I remember one of his videos, his bird got a starling and he had to like grab it real quick because at least wherever he was, it wasn't legal to kill starlings.
Really?
Yeah,
He wasn't
something like
around
that.
here.
Yeah, I think here they're not protected because they're not
I
a
don't think
native
so.
bird. But
I mean,
I'm not certain on that. Birds are birds are different. Like the different protections and stuff that some birds have. Like I'm trying to remember. I don't know. There's definitely some rules about birds and different protected species that don't necessarily just you don't think, oh, well that makes sense. You're just like, oh, that bird is protected, but
mhm.
I can't remember about that one in particular. I'm gonna have to look it up now, but
I know that everybody has always talked about like the fines associated with um, eagles and owls, like taking their feathers and
hmm
parts and things. But somebody told me, and I haven't ever looked it up, that it's all, it's technically all non-game birds. It's not just eagles and owls. It's like like technically you can't take a robin or a cardinal or a whatever feather tech like on like anybody's gonna go after you for it, but
it's on a
something
different
like
level. But
is it
yes, you're correct.
there's
There are protections on all of those songbirds, like native songbirds, completely
mhm,
protected. And it's worded like that where you can't possess any part of them.
yep.
It's different than the Birds of Prey Act or whatever that one is. Which I think that one's from like the 60s, but it's similar in its like restrictions, I think.
Mhm.
But I don't think that so, birds of prey are like it's a felony offense to possess. Songbirds, I don't think it's a felony. I think it's
Okay.
a little different. But I don't know.
I was at I was at I think it's Lake Perry. It's a Corps of Engineers lake up north. It'd be northeastern Kansas last week.
Yeah.
And dude, I was driving across this dam that's over part I'm sorry, a bridge that's over part of the lake where the river kind of flows or where a couple of smaller rivers flow into the lake.
Okay.
And it's all iced over, like sheet of ice as far as you can see. Birds are like landing all over the lake, right? As they're migrating. I bet at any given moment you would see 25 or 30 bald eagle and or adolescent bald eagle landed on the lake or flying around. Like it was like a whole migration pattern of them. Not like geese, but like pretty heavy up there.
So when was that?
It was like Friday, Saturday of last week.
When?
Yeah. Friday, Saturday of last week. So like
So
before the weekend.
I haven't looked at the count lately, but this year the eagle count at Squaw Creek, or I always
Mhm.
call it Squaw Creek because it was always called that when I was a kid, but they changed the name. Los Bluff. So the eagle count this year has been incredible. I believe at some point it was close to or maybe over 600 eagles at one time.
At one time. Wow.
Yes, on that preserve. So for whatever reason, I don't know. I think in the past, past years, high numbers are going to be like 200 to 300, and this year
Well,
it's been like doubled.
weather
Uh,
pattern or
maybe,
just
maybe weather patterns. Maybe they kind of follow the waterfowl migration somewhat.
snow geese
Uh,
and stuff, probably.
which is why we see them, here along the Missouri River and stuff like that, because they'll, ducks and geese migrate through here, and
Mhm.
plenty of eagles are here year round, but then they kind of congregate also when they're following the waterfowl.
Mhm.
But yeah, this year the count up at Squaw Creek has been astronomical. Last year
Yeah.
the eagle count was lower, but also the waterfowl count was lower. And this year, the waterfowl count is back up. I think, I mean, have you gone up there?
I haven't recently. I have in the past. We went up there one time when Judah was little, and Judah's now almost 18, and they had a uh, California. What's the bigger eagle than a eagle? The bigger than a bald eagle? Is it a condor?
A golden eagle?
Golden eagle. And it had the rings and the chains, and it was on a perch and dove like it was gonna land on, like, not, I don't think it thought it was gonna eat my 3-year-old son. I think it just thought, I'm gonna jump over and land on this kid. Freaked him out, because what happened is the eagle started to fly, and then the chains were on its feet, and it just like, whoa, like this far from his face, and he freaked out. Yeah, it was crazy. Um, but yeah, that was the last time I was there. I'm
I
checking my
have not
camera at
gone
the.
up to the Eagle Days up there since I was a kid, but we've gone up and driven around uh, the preserve and just counted eagles and taken pictures and stuff.
Mhm.
They do Eagle Days at Smithville Lake, first weekend in January, I
We
think.
might have done it Smithville. We might have been at Smithville.
And they
Is there
bring,
like a conservation office there?
yeah, and they bring eagles in there and have like a keeper chat type of deal going on there.
Mhm.
They do it up at Squaw Creek too, sometime around the same time. First, I can't remember if it's first weekend in December or the first weekend in January.
I'm checking my camera again. There are so many tracks that were in the snow. And the reason I'm checking my camera is because I often have thought, if I was out there, I would love to like put food out for bald eagles, like rabbits, and like trap some things and put them out there by the lake. Because the bald eagles come in and they'll sit there and hunt the Canadian geese. And you're just sitting out there, and the bald eagles are sitting there waiting for the Canadian geese to take off. And then they'll try to snag one after they take off or something.
Hmm.
And it's just kind of a fun thing to watch the eagles out there right there in front of the house.
I remember from when I was a kid going out to Squaw Creek, and so Squaw Creek is like a big old marsh, like a bog kind of. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's I think it's man-made. I think they flooded that area intentionally, and so there's all these shallow lake-looking things, pond-looking things up there, and they're
Mhm.
loaded with muskrats. And they
Mhm.
got, you can look out across all these little water marsh areas, and the little muskrat huts are humped up just all over.
Mhm.
And there's bald eagles just sitting on those huts, just waiting.
Waiting to snag a muskrat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah. So there's a few places down south where they flood them seasonally. They plant crops in them and then they flood them, and then the sprigs of corn are actually sticking up out of the
Hmm.
water in some areas, and they
Yeah.
like selectively do it. So there's both marshes for waterfowl, migratory birds, and there's, you know, I forget what they're levees, but I don't know what they call the marsh areas. Wetlands. I mean, they're like
Yeah.
temporary wetlands is what they ultimately are. But
All right. Well,
10:51. Should probably go offline. We talked about just doing an hour and having something specific to talk about. We haven't done it yet.
I know.
I'd be curious if someone would comment. I could rant about things for a long time, but I don't know if anybody'd be interested in my rants.
All right. Well, shall we call it for now?
Let's call it.
All right. Thanks for joining us. There's 2 people watching right now. There were 3 at one point, so
Cool.
kind of cool. That
Shame on
means
you, Jimmy, for abandoning us.
I know. Maybe Jimmy's one of them. Maybe he tuned in. Maybe
Maybe.
he's maybe it's just me because I have YouTube open on my laptop and Jimmy, and there actually is no one watching us.
It's possible.
That's probably the case. Oh well. That's a Not Your Average Guys show. That's how we do. Sponsored by Ferris Truck Stop, Fawcett, Missouri.
Ferris Truck Stop, Fawcett, Missouri.
Yeah. Yep.
Peace out.
You can't go there. It's closed down. We're not sponsored by them.
Oh,
I have a cool hat. All right. We'll catch you next week. Thanks for joining. Not Your Average Guys. Till next time.